One, two, three.
Happy birthday, Kobe. Happy birthday, Kobe. Happy birthday, Kobe Bean Bryant. Happy birthday, Kobe.
Fuck. Fuck.
Keep it.
Oh,
Bro,
man.
you wrote the song.
I know I did.
Hello and welcome, episode 5.
Yeah.
Kobe's birthday.
Welcome.
Kobe Day tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Kobe.
R.I.P. the Mamba.
Yes.
Man, dude. That still feels like it was last week, bro. Like,
Still
I very
kinda
much
feels like
remember
it's-
where I was, what I was doing.
Oh, yeah. I got the news like first thing when I woke up that morning.
I was going to say, I was rolling over and opening my eyes.
Literally. Yeah.
In bed.
Pretty shit way to start the day.
Terrible, dude. Terrible.
Well, yeah, on a brighter note, though, happy birthday, Kobe. One
Yeah.
of the greats.
Happy birthday.
One of the greats. So what's up? How was your weekend? You had climbing competition this weekend, right? North Massive?
Yeah, dude.
How'd you do? Did you win the money? Big money, big money. Show me the money.
I got empty pockets.
Damn. Damn.
I didn't get nothing.
Damn.
They gave us
That stinks.
2 hours to complete 20 boulders
Okay.
within our bracket,
Right.
within our whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Division. That's what I'm looking for. So I was in the intermediate, and there was a fun division, which was like you show up, you climb any of the boulders that you see, and you just have fun. So people were dressed in like costumes and stuff, just having a grand old time. And then there was a recreational division, which is like beginner intro stuff, right? Anybody can do it, anybody can try it.
Yeah.
And then they had intermediate, me, and then they had advanced, and then they had open. And open was like, think like U.S. Tennis Open,
Yeah.
like the best of the best.
Yeah, they actually
Like they had
come in.
pros. There were Team USA climbers there.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
They were unreal.
That's badass.
They were out there doing things that I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Didn't even know you could do on a wall.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
That's sweet. I didn't realize that they were going to have like pros.
yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just kind of like a local indie
It's
comp.
apparently like a big event. People travel to it. Like it's a thing.
Nice. Good on him.
Zach
That's
was
sweet.
super excited, super pumped. He was having a good old time out there.
That's sweet.
So yeah, I got 9 out of 20 boulders completed. Here's my scorecard.
Yo, not bad.
Here's my scorecard. So you recorded your attempts, and then you recorded if you topped out, yes or no.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple that I probably could have gotten, like this one. So I was on the wall on this one for forever, dude. This one just took so long. I don't know if this is the right clip, but we're going to play it. Here we go. Yeah, so turn that down a bit. That's so this was like you had to move sideways across the wall, and then you had to go up, and you had to throw your right hand up. And my right toe...
Can you turn your computer on?
Yeah. My right toe is on the smallest little, like, slick nub.
Yeah.
It's not a grippy nub, but
Right.
on the inside of that nub, there's a sliver of grip. So you had to put, like, the tip of your toe on that and push up on that. So you see me getting up here, and then right here, there's a nub on that sloper hold that you can get just 2 fingers over, right?
Yeah.
So when you're grabbing it, you got a little more to grip onto, but it's not big enough for 2 hands. So trying to match hands and switch wasn't working.
Right.
This last hold has a nice deep pocket right there that you can grab into.
Sure.
But I kept trying this one over and over, and this was towards the end of my time,
Yeah.
end of my session. This video, I'm already up on the wall as the video starts. And this video is 40 seconds long. I won't make you watch all of it, but I'm in this same spot for like 40 seconds. And this is a boulder that I think I could have completed had I done it earlier in my day.
Yeah.
But because I'd done it later and I was so pumped already, I had no shot.
Yeah, it was
so
tough.
like I could have probably gotten to 10 or 11 if I would have just done them in a different order.
Sure. Well, hey, for next year.
Right. Well, there will be different boulders next year, so it'll be the same problem.
Well,
You won't know till you get up on the wall.
That's fair.
But this one was probably my favorite one that I hit from the day. Just a lot of
I saw this one yesterday.
yeah,
when
a lot of flagging movements.
I was so confused. I was looking at it yesterday, and I was like, how am I supposed to start that? But
Yeah.
it makes sense.
And then you kind of
start
got to do like a little frog squat here. And this piece just had a little nub, and you had to put your thumbs on it just as balance. Shout out Dallas. He was my scorekeeper. You just had to hold your balance there, but all the weight
is like on your feet.
it's on your legs. And so right here, like I'm smearing my whole foot on that slab right there.
Oh yeah, I see.
Totally relying on friction.
Yeah.
There's no bump, nub, anything. Like I'm just relying on the fact that my foot won't slip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a fun competition. Good test of my skill. Very humbling experience.
Yeah, dude. I tried a couple of them yesterday when I went, because I went there before we went to the Jonas Brothers concert, and I tried a couple of them, and I wasn't very much. I mean, I was looking at the tags that were next to them, like the intermediate and like all that stuff, but I was just kind of going and seeing what they were like. Tough.
Yeah, man.
Tough.
And I really put my body on the line, man. I came out with a couple scrapes and bruises. Looked like
you sent me
looked
those.
like Otto tripped me up all over again. Bashed my shin pretty good.
Well, didn't you scrape that one right there? Didn't you scrape up your arm like the very first?
So no,
problem you
so
were
that
doing?
one, that red and purple one that I just showed you,
Yeah.
that I said I didn't complete but could have.
Yeah.
There's a part on that boulder where right as you're reaching up for those red plates with your right hand,
Yeah.
I've got my arm like this, full surface of it on a
hole.
on
or
like a
something.
slope on a
Yeah.
volume, pushing up, and it was like sandpaper.
Right.
But like super gritty sandpaper, so it's just rubbing, scraping, and every time I fall, it's scrape.
Yeah.
So yeah, I scraped that, and then my fingertips, bro. That's what hurts the worst.
Oh yeah, those
Even
are raw.
still, you can see it, bro. Just
Yeah, those are red and raw.
oh, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Going home and showering was the worst.
Did you take a cold shower?
Nope.
I'd have cranked that.
I mean,
thing
it
up.
wasn't hot, but it wasn't cold. I don't do cold showers. I also got a couple pretty cool, pretty funny flicks from the thing. So like this picture, it's like when North Massive's at 2, but lunch is at 3. And this one, call me the MJ, the climbing world.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
That's a cool picture.
Hangman.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that was the first boulder of the day. That one was good. That was boulder number 1. So yeah, North Massive, super fun.
It looked crowded too from their social media videos that I saw. It was packed.
It was interesting too, because you got there, and so like you'd climb at your assigned time. There was a time before me, a time after, and then my time. So there's 3 slots, and then later on in the night they had the finals for the open.
Yeah.
Right. There's no finals for anything outside of open. There's no advanced finals, intermediate.
It's just whoever had the best card at the
Whoever
end
had
of
the
your
best
time
card.
slot.
And the way they did it was if you completed the most boulders, you won. In the event of a tie, like say 2 people completed 20 out of 20.
Then you go to your attempts.
Yeah, you go to your number of attempts.
Yeah.
And where that differs from like actual competition, like pro comps, is let's say we took the same number of attempts, like they probably would have just split the money for the winners
Right.
at Boulder. Whereas in
You'd
competition,
have had to climb off.
no, they would have gone based on who took the least amount of time.
Oh, time. So
Right.
they
So
they
if
just
we-
start factoring in variables until they can't.
Right.
Gotcha.
At comps.
Yeah.
At comps.
Gotcha.
But at this, it was a little more casual of a competition, but still very competitive. I mean,
Right.
there were guys there, even in my division, in the intermediate division, like the way it was. So I'd get up on the wall, climb, and then if I failed, I'd get down and just like out of courtesy, let the next
Somebody
person
else
go.
goes.
Right? Like
Yeah.
don't just be a wall hog. Don't
Sure.
stay on it.
Sure.
But there was a couple guys there, one specifically that was at several of the same boulders at the same time as me. He would go, and if he didn't get it, he'd hop off, let the next person go. But then if there was like a second and third person in line, he wouldn't wait on them. Like
Yeah,
if
he'd hop back
if he
in.
waited a turn, he was back up. He
Right.
would only sit one
rotation out.
one on, one off, one on, one off. And
Yeah.
it was like, okay, like you're here to take it like super serious, whatever. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he's
argue.
testing himself.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
argue with you, but like next year, probably play up a division, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably play up.
If that's how you're going to do that.
Yeah. So that was cool. What wasn't cool was the tap got closed. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose mechanical issues, maintenance, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So we shut down for the weekend, and so I missed out on some money.
Yeah, that stinks.
But I found
But
I found a nice side hustle.
yeah, what the hell happened with this? You've told me like nothing.
So
All I know is it pertains to a butt.
yeah, a big butt.
Oh God.
Maybe the nicest butt in the bar at the moment. All right. So anyway, I'm at RØDECaster with some buddies. Big Dave, shout out Big Dave. He got back in town from Iraq.
Yeah, Big Dave. Sorry I couldn't be there.
Back
buddy.
in town, back into the States actually.
Yeah, back stateside.
Yeah, back from Iraq. Thanks for your service. So we all got
Dave.
together, went to RØDECaster, celebrate him. And our buddy Gabe looks over to me, and he was like, "Well, he actually didn't look at me. I forget who he asked. I think it was just some random dude at our table, and he was like, "Yo, I'll give you $100 right now if you go over there and get that girl to stand up and sniff her seat."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "This can't be." I'm like, $100? And he looks at me. He's like, "Yeah, will you do it?" And I was like, "If you guarantee me that you're giving me $100, yes, I will do it. Like that's the easiest money I've ever made in the world."
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not hard. You just got to be willing to do it.
Lo and behold, he's like, "Yep." We shake on it. He's got the Venmo pulled up. He's got it ready. All he has to do is hit pay. I walk over to this girl. "Hey, Gabe, I don't know if you thought this one through, man." He did because he actually questioned me on it at the end, and I lied to him for sure. But I was like, I walked over to her and I said, "Hey, my buddy over there bet the table $100 that none of us would come over here and get you to stand up and sniff your seat. I'll give you $25. You stand up right now." And she was like, so thrown off, just like, "Huh? Like sniff my seat?"
Oh yeah, that's definitely
What?
not what somebody expects somebody to come up and say. Like, "Hey, I need you to stand up real quick. I need to smell your
seat.
seat."
So yeah, and then her friend was like, "What? Hell no, like 50 at least." And I said, "Let's relax. Like I'm sniffing her. First of all, I'm sniffing her seat.
All she has to do is stand
Yeah,
up.
first of all, I'm sniffing her seat, not yours. You're not in this."
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Well, 30." And I was like, "Deal.
Yeah,
I make $70."
Sure.
So she's like, "All right, cool." Stands up. I get down there. I'm like, look over at Gabe, make eye contact, and make sure. Gave myself a couple wafts. did it a couple times, just to let him know, like, I did this shit, bro. You know what it smelled like? Fucking wood, bro. Wood.
I was
picnic
gonna say
table
like
bench.
nothing.
Yeah, like what? Come on, Gabe.
How bad would that have been though? Had
She just like ripped ass or something.
that, or like maybe she's just not the most hygienic, and like you never know, dude. It's butt. You never know. How bad would that have been? You're like, "Oh, I'm totally good." And you're
So here's the only time that bet makes sense to me for Gabe to make. If that girl, like, if a scene is made, this girl just shit herself. Like, "Oh, I just shit my pants." Like, $100 if you go sniff her seat. You know, like then you got me. I'm probably not gonna go do it. Yeah, probably not.
probably not.
I mean,
Probably leaves room for.
the tap was closed. I wasn't making money, so I might have still done it.
That's what I'm saying.
Either way,
you were out of work for
I
the
go
weekend.
do it. Cool. Send her a quick, and I go back, sit down, get the Venmo payment, and then I get up again and I go over to her and I Venmo her. I could have just not Venmo'd her, by the way.
Oh,
But
100%.
Man of my word, did it, and she wasn't worried about it either. She wasn't like hawking me, watching me after I walked away to make sure I came back. She was just like, "That's weird."
How old was she? Was she like
Our
somewhere
age.
around our age?
Yeah, 27 at best. So she fucking. She informs me that this is by far the weirdest question she's ever been asked, and she will indeed remember me for the rest of her life. So
Yeah, you're gonna be the fart sniffer in her mind, the butt sniffer in her mind.
richest one she knows. And so 30-ish minutes go by, and we're about to leave. This girl stands up from her seat. I guess they're leaving their table too. Gabe doubles down. He says, "I'll give you another 25. You run over there and do it again right now." She just stood up. Deal.
Well, of course.
My happy ass walks right over there. "Hey, he promised me another 25. Thanks. Walked away. Didn't pay her the second time, by the way. She got no money from the
Yeah,
second
no.
one. But I also didn't have to get her to stand up. She just stood up. So
Yeah, no incentive on her part at that point.
yeah, no.
That's hilarious. What even like what prompted him to like pick
Yeah.
her? Was there something like about her, or was
She had a nice ass. I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
Like
All
that's about it. She had a nice ass and was wearing some real nice leather pants.
leather pants?
That'll do it.
Leather pants.
I've fallen in love too many times from leather pants.
I'm surprised that when you sniffed it, it didn't smell like leather. It smelled like wood.
Yeah.
Anything's better than ass, though. That's for sure. Well, it's funny that that's how it happened, because you told me that You gave me very little information, and then
I think here. I'll just read the text. I texted you. I can't believe I texted you this.
yeah,
But,
well, I can't believe you text me half the things you do, but
hey, man, somebody's got to give you some entertainment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I texted you over the weekend, and I was like, where the hell is it? Oh, convo topic for the next time we shoot. I got paid $125 to sniff a girl's seat. He said, all right. I said, please save all your questions. I'm sure there's many. He said, I just have a couple preliminary ones that won't ruin anything. Last night, I assume, out with people, intoxication for all parties involved. I said, yes, and not near enough for what has happened. And he said, a lot of questions, 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 a lot of questions.
Well, and the thing about it was like, I then got on Venmo to Venmo somebody, and I don't know what prompted me to do this, but I got on Venmo. Oh, I was Venmoing Dallas for the lacrosse tournament this weekend, and I'm scrolling down, and I don't know why. I was just scrolling down, and I see that Gabe Venmo'd you the money, and I'm like, okay, it happened, and all, excuse me, all that the emoji was just a nose, and I was like, yeah.
To the outside naked eye,
Yeah.
it probably looks like he paid me for cocaine.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't watch this, you're forever going to assume that Gabe paid me for drugs. Everyone who does watch this, now you know.
Yeah. Now you know.
And
way worse.
Otto, brother, you got to stop rolling around and kicking me. You got to figure something out down there.
He's so restless right
dude,
now.
he's just...
Well, and he was passed out a second ago. Like, he was fighting to keep his eyes open, and now he's got all sorts of energy.
I bet if I just boom one time, he'll go right back to bed. Maybe forever,
Yeah,
but
let's not do that.
I love you, buddy. I would never. Yeah.
Dude,
So,
that's hilarious.
$125 to sniff some seats.
And you said she was with friends?
Oh, yeah. Group of them.
So, yeah.
And I walked over there like fucking... What's his name? Hank Gallagher. It's the fucker from Shameless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I walked over there shamelessly. Just hey,
totally shameless.
here's some gas money if you let me sniff your seat.
A little liquid courage helps with that.
So that's the best part. Like I said, not near enough intoxication for this to have happened. I was maybe 3 beers deep. Not a lot.
Yeah, no.
And Gabe certainly wasn't drunk.
No.
Didn't seem like it anyway.
Wow. Raskeller, man. You never quite know what's gonna happen. He is on one at the moment.
This is your show today, huh, buddy?
Yeah, he's like, it's not yours anymore. God, it's just so weird. Somebody asked you to come up and smell your seat. Are you weirded out by it?
I mean, if they were just like if they didn't preface with, so that's why I made sure that he was going to pay me, because I was like, I have to offer this girl money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have to explain to her the situation, because if I just walked over, and that's where the bet would have been better on Gabe's end, if he was like, you can't tell her it's a bet.
Yeah.
Like, you have to actually...
You just have to go do it.
You have to humiliate yourself.
Yeah.
So that would have made it a little twistier.
You want your paycheck?
Yeah, I probably still would have done it, but like...
Well, yeah, dude.
Then it's
$125.
a little different, because you're like, hey, like, can I have this dance? Like, just anything to get her to stand up, and then you just drop real quick.
Would have been hilarious, dude. You're like, hey, do you want to go dance? And she's like, looks you up and down. She's like, yeah, sure. And she stands up and she walks away. But you put her in front, and you're just... just run back to the table. Not even dance with her.
No,
just
so
run
that's
back
the
to
thing.
the table.
We were literally like 3 tables apart diagonal. Like, we were in eye shot of each other easily.
Yeah.
Like, not far at all. Like, shouting distance. Could have yelled at her, and she would have heard me easily, even over the live music. So, yeah, that's why I was immediately like, hey, I'm getting paid for this, and you are too if you go with it.
She's going to think about you in that situation every time she goes to the Rascal.
I hope to God she does.
Yeah. She's going to be telling people about it every time she goes. She's going to be like, you know what happened this one time that I was here?
Here's the kicker.
This boy wanted to smell my
You
seat.
know, you obviously know Corey Sanders.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend, Jordan.
Yeah, they were in town, weren't they?
So Jordan's old roommate, Ariel, have you met her?
No.
Friends with that girl. So, like, we were vicariously connected to that group of people.
Yeah, distant.
Through. Because we were also with Jordan and Ariel and Corey. And the girl's name's Megan. So, shout out Megan.
Yeah, shout out, Megan.
letting me sniff your seat cheeks, whatever that is.
You cheeky seats.
Can we move on? How was your weekend, dude?
Well, there was no ass sniffing. I'll tell you that. There was no seat sniffing. There was no none of that. Weekend was good. Watched the UFC card. I was so stoked about it. There was some pretty cool stuff that happened. Sean O'Malley won the bantamweight belt.
Yeah,
that's hype. That was huge.
That. In good fashion too.
Oh yeah, dude. Very reminiscent of the McGregor Aldo knockout.
Did you see all the videos that came out after of O'Malley literally drilling that move too?
Yeah.
Like the step back fade, boom.
Yeah, him and Tim were drilling it, and
I
love that
before
type
the
of stuff.
fight and in the whole training camp before they were just that move.
I love it. I love whenever stuff like that surfaces because it's like guys literally called their shot. Like they practiced it, they've drilled it, they've seen it, and then it just becomes reactionary. Like when the one camera angle that they showed in the knockout, it's from behind Aljo. And you can see Sean like back up, and as soon as he sees Aljo overextend, because Aljo's fist stops like right here, like literally was touching his beard hairs, like so close to hitting him, and it was just the perfect like distance control by Sean, and it hits here, and his eyes just go. His eyes become like saucers. As soon as he as soon as he saw that he overextended, his eyes were just like, and he was like, body just reactionary took over, and it was just bang, right hand right over the front.
He even said in a post-fight interview, he was like, "Yeah, my higher self, like I just allow that part of me to take over and fight, and like I kind of just black out." And
it's
don't
that flow
about
state.
It. Yeah,
those guys enter that flow state, and I mean, I think a lot of athletes do it, but I think it more so happens in MMA because of the heightened consequences due to it. And so, and once you drill that stuff all day, every day, and there's certain things that you look for on film, and I mean, it's just like lacrosse, you look for certain things on film and stuff too. Whoa. But not just like, but the film aspect. I mean, once you see it then in game, you're like, I've been here before, I've practiced this, bang. But like, it's just so crazy. His eyes, you can see his eyes like open up, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is exactly it.
So that's what I really appreciate about the clips of them drilling stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like in training camp and before the fight in the locker room is, like you said, it's similar to the film aspect of lacrosse or football, basketball, any other sport, you know, that you would watch film on. Excuse me. But with fighting, I think a lot of people, especially the casual fans, myself included, take that for granted a lot, and we don't fully understand how they watch film and what that does for them. Like, you know, you can see that a guy favors his left hand or this and that, but they watch for, like, when he shifts his hips this way and that back right foot goes here, this opens up here, and he's probably going to throw this move. If he doesn't throw that, his only other option is this. Yeah. And it's just so technical. Like, when I think fighting, and I'm sure you do too even, and all fans alike who aren't actually in there and who've never actually fought on a competitive level like that, like, you don't understand how technical it is until you get in there and do it. Because for me, a fight is all reactive, right? Like, I don't train to fight. So if I get in a fight, I'm not going to know in the moment. Like, watching a fight, I can tell you when he throws a punch, he's going to drop his left shoulder. But in the moment, I'm not looking for that. Yeah. Like, I'm just looking to not get hit and to hit.
Yeah. No, there's, there's very little going on up top. Like you say, reactionary.
But they're able to just slow it all down.
Yeah. And you hear athletes talk about it all the time, whether it's mixed martial arts, whether it's football, is like you really start to become proficient and a true pro at the game whenever you do those things, and then the game completely slows down. Yeah. Like Luke Kuechly, I watched a video of him, and he was talking about like film, and he was just talking about ways to, like, he knew like where guys would line up, what they were doing, all this different stuff, and then he was like, that's when the game starts to slow down. Is
Luke
when you
Kuechly's linebacker for
he was for the Panthers, because he retired, right? I think he's retired.
I just want to make sure we're talking about the same sport.
But yeah, that transition is just like, it's crazy. So yeah, hell of a knockout by Sean. Called his shot. Looked calm in the locker room before. Looked calm in his walkout. Looked calm in the ring, in the octagon. I mean, it was. Yeah, masterful performance, crazy. I like Aljo. I am kind of an Aljo fan, so that kind of sucks to see. I think that he should have relied more on his wrestling. I don't think that, because, and there was no way that he could have known this, but even Sean came out and said in the post-fight interview that he did with John Anik on the post fight show that he didn't grapple for 6 weeks leading up to this because he had something torn on like his side or in his abs or something. So he didn't grapple at all for the last 6 weeks. And he goes, so that was the only part that I was like quote nervous about was the fact that I hadn't grappled in 6 weeks. I just not striking. So, and obviously there's no way that Aljo can know that, but Aljo can know that he's a very dominant wrestler and he's heavier than Sean. So like you gotta use that. And granted, he did try to use it, and Sean fought it off really well. He had him pinned up against the cage at one point. I think it was towards the end of the first round. He had him pinned up against the cage, and he was kind of in the clinch, but he was a little low, so it was kind of like a half-hearted takedown, and he was throwing strikes too. But I mean, if you're Aljo and if you're his corner, you don't want to stand and strike with Sean. You just don't.
Right.
He's one of the most accurate strikers in the UFC. He'll find his spots. His angles are honestly what makes him such a deadly striker. The way that he's able to slightly angle off left and right, he throws all these weird positions at you on the feet, and then you really don't know where they're coming from. And that one just so happened to come straight down the pipe. Right down the pipe.
And then he just felt like, I thought, so usually when guys fall to the ground like that, like dudes pounce on top of them and just start throwing hammer fists, dropping elbows down, all that stuff. I thought Sean did a really good job of not, because like you said, he knows that he hasn't grappled for 6 weeks. He knows Aljamain is a better wrestler, grappler, all that stuff, right?
Don't put yourself in a position.
So he didn't just pounce on him,
right?
In the sense that he didn't like just jump on him and go for top mount. He stood up, but did a good job of circling and staying kind of like on the side or on top of Aljo's head and just attacking from a different angle. And he still got the TKO.
He got some good strikes in too. I mean, there was one where you literally see Aljo's head bounce off the canvas. It wasn't a hammer fist; it was a straight down punch, and it just got dink, and his head was just.
I thought the ref was going to stop it just a little bit earlier, and I was like, I don't know if you can stop this fight yet, but I thought he made the right call.
Once Aljo rolled to his front, and he was in like the kind of like the fetal position, like on his front. Sean's just going to take his back and just start left, right, right, and then it's over.
I thought he let it go just long enough.
Me too.
And it was perfect. But
there were a lot of people thinking that it was an early stoppage, and I was like, dude, I don't think that's an early stoppage at all. He was rocked. Yeah. He's not getting up. No. He's not throwing strikes.
And he's not significantly covering his...
Yeah, he was hurt.
I just hit my funny bone.
He was hurt. So, yeah, good on Sean. Good win. Makes his way onto the pound-for-pound ranking list after that win. I think he's sitting in, 9 or 8 on that list.
Pound-for-pound fighter?
Mm-hmm. On the current list, I mean, that list changes because there's still guys on that list that are active. But yeah, I think he's sitting at 8 or 9 right now after that. I think he's at 9 and Aljo's at 10. So I think he jumped him. He went from being unranked to being at 9, and then Aljo dropped to 10.
Dude, I mean... Hopefully he starts getting some of the respect he deserves. He's been super underrated for a very long time. Like he's a legit fighter.
He is. He's totally legit.
He's not here for just show. I mean, he's here to show for
He's
sure.
a showman.
Yeah.
But he's
not
good at
just
his
here
craft.
for that. Yeah, he's legit.
Yep.
He's legit. Take him serious.
He is. And I'm very excited too. This is a little longer of a tangent than I wanted to go on about this, but when he fought Marlon Chito Vera 2 or 3 years ago, he ended up like breaking his foot, breaking his leg in that fight or whatever, sustained an injury, we'll say.
Yeah.
So that fight, Cheeto technically won, but I mean, we didn't really get to see like a good fight between those two, and their styles match up very well against each other. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Cheeto gets the title shot in December, because Sean said he wants to fight again in December, and he wants to be on the McGregor-Chandler card as the co-main. And Dana White is probably just jizzing all over himself about that. He's like, there is so much money to be made on that card if he can get Sean on it. And Sean was healthy. I mean, he sustained virtually no injuries. He didn't even really get touched. The only times I really saw him get touched were when Aljo had him in the clinch and he threw a couple rights. But then Sean quickly changed his head position because his head, if this is Aljo's head, his head was here. So he's getting hit. He just switched his head position, and then the round was over.
You also got to wonder, too, though, like, that injury on his side that prevented him from doing any grappling training, like, did he do anything to that in the fight? Because, like, even throwing...
Yeah, I don't know.
throwing punches, turning your body.
I would
tucking.
say probably no, because if he was still able to train striking even after that injury, then he's probably fine, unless it was just a strain of some sort that happened during the fight. But yeah, so we'll see if he fights in December. I hope he does. I hope that he's back on the horse and gets a title defense in quick, especially because some people, like casual fans, are like, oh, it was an early stoppage, like BS. And then there's other fans that are like, well, thank God we finally have a legit bantamweight champ, because people were disgracing Aljo all over the place because of the first Petr Yan fight. And it's like, dude, okay, if that was the only fight and this was his first title defense, I would understand kind of why people are saying that. But he defended the title a couple times after that first fight.
Yeah, but I think the beef with it is that he's like not a true bantamweight. He's heavier.
I mean, it could be. That could also play into it.
I think that's the beef.
That could also play into it.
It's like go fight, go pick on someone your own size. It's that mentality.
But either way, like that's the sport of fighting. If you can cut weight, you can fucking fight down.
Yeah.
So you don't like it, beat me up.
Hey,
and that's what Sean did.
Let it be known, on the last episode that we did, I said that his chin was probably going to be affected due to the weight cut, and got popped right on the face. And
you did call it.
There she goes. Zhang Weili, crazy stat from this one. Let me pull it up on my phone because it was the women's title fight. It's insane, dude. I thought that Lemos was gonna go in and give her a little bit more of a fight than she gave her. It was so incredibly one-sided. This stat right here says it all. So total strikes, okay? Zhang Weili threw 358 total strikes in that fight. She landed 296, okay? That is a 82.7%
split.
Yeah, landing percentage. You want to guess how many total strikes Amanda Lemos threw?
Well,
The differential is severe. I will tell you that.
100.
No.
You said through.
Yeah.
Like how many did she throw, not land?
Correct.
More or less?
Less. Right?
Right? Homegirl threw 390 something?
She threw 358, landed 296 for 82.7%.
And this girl didn't even throw 100.
No.
70?
Close. 68. She threw 68. She landed 29 and her percentage was 42.6. But in a title fight, you're gonna
outworked.
You're gonna land 29.
You just got outworked, homegirl.
Oh my God.
You were out of your depths, out of your league for sure.
Yeah. And that was just the total strikes. That's not even significant strikes, but the significant strikes are just as...
Head back to the lab, Chica. Do you think that the women's UFC division has a bigger fan base than the WNBA?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I will say yes to that.
That's fucking tough.
Yep, I will say yes. So that was crazy. The last thing that I wanted to touch on as far as UFC was that we had those two tough fights, the two tough finale fights. Last show I said that Kurt Holloway I thought was going to just pour it on him and just on...
and did he?
Well, he did, but he actually won by submission, which I wasn't even thinking that he was going to do. And it was actually really beautiful. He gets him on the ground, he gets him tied up, and he gets him to the point where it looks like he's going to have an arm bar coming through his legs instead of an arm bar to the side.
What do you mean? Huh?
Like if I'm Holloway, he's got the arm bar here, like his arm through his legs, like through a leg triangle. And so it looked like he was going to throw like the triangle to the arm bar.
That's how an arm bar works. You have their arm here and you...
Yeah, so it looked like he was going to...
What do you mean from the side? I'm confused.
Well, I'm sorry. I was thinking about like the person having it happen from their side. So never mind. But he gets him in an arm bar, and he rolls to try to secure it. When he rolls, Hubbard gets slightly out of it. His grip loosens, whatever.
Right.
He just tightens his triangle and just chokes him out with a triangle. Like the transition from the arm bar to the triangle was so nice. And the camera angle was perfect. You could see it because by that time Holloway was on his back and Hubbard was in mount, but he was through the triangle, and then it was just secure the triangle and choke him out.
Good for him.
Yep. So he moves on, and then we had Cody Gibson and Brad Katona. And Brad Katona won the fight, so he is the first 2-time tough champion. He's won tough twice, only guy to ever do it. Congrats to him. And the fight was actually it was a very good fight. And Dana and Hunter liked it so much, I guess, that they offered Cody a contract as well, even though he lost.
Nice.
So he goes from being a high school history teacher to being back in the UFC.
It's incredible.
So good job, guys.
Maybe his replacement will give a history lesson on him one day.
That'd be cool.
All right. Well, we got a little mid-show game to play.
Yes, we do.
You got a game for me.
I do. Let me get this grid pulled up.
Hell yeah, dude.
So the basis of this game is that we're only going to be able to save 3 of these. Only 3 of these can stay. Category is technically fast food, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to show you these here. And we'll pop them up on the screen here in a second too. But
Okay. So hold on, let me just read them to me so I can type them out.
yeah, write these down.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A,
Yep.
Taco Bell,
Uh-huh.
Panda,
Yep.
Arby's,
Okay.
Raising Cane's,
Mm.
Whataburger, Chipotle, DQ,
DQ.
Sonic.
Whoa.
Only 3 can stay. The rest are gone forever.
Whoa. Okay.
So I'm interested to see what you're thinking here. Take me through your rationale as you go, because I've got my 3. I came up with my 3 last night.
All right. Whataburger never had it automatically out.
Okay.
Now it gets hard because I've had everything else. Arby's, I can live without you. I don't eat you enough.
Okay. No beef and cheddars and no Jamocha shakes and no curly fries.
And I'm gonna make this next one real easy. Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's. Chick-fil-A, you're not open on Sundays, and Raising Cane's is just better. So Raising Cane's is
Wow.
staying.
So Chick-fil-A is out.
Raising Cane's stays. Where's my fucking emoji button?
Okay, so Chick-fil-A, Arby's, and Sonic are out.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, Arby's, Sonic out.
Why'd you get rid of Sonic?
Or wait, no, I
Or
didn't.
no, not
I didn't say
Sonic,
Sonic.
Whataburger. I'm sorry,
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, you're tripping me
I
up over here.
apologize. I apologize.
Relax.
So Whataburger's out. Chick-fil-A's out. Arby's is out.
Yeah, those guys gotta frickin' go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and say that this one hurts me, right? Because I damn near should have a small minority stakeholder share in this fine establishment. But Taco Bell's probably out.
Yep.
Their breakfast slaps so good. Their late night menu slaps so good. But
Yep.
I think they're out.
I didn't have them either.
I think they gotta go.
Yep.
So
So you're left with Chipotle, DQ, Cane's, and Panda. Those are the last ones we got. And Sonic.
shit, man.
I keep giving Sonic the shaft.
Mm. Sonic has to stay. I know you said you keep giving them the shaft, but they got to stay.
Well, yeah, I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't know why. They're just down in the bottom right corner of this grid. So
I've had too many trips to Sonic with friends, especially when I go back home to Evansville. Like that's
Yep.
the meetup spot.
yeah,
That's where
and
we
in
go.
high school, like late night, didn't know what to do. You go to
Yeah.
Sonic, hang out in the parking lot.
And they're like as far as non-alcoholic beverages go, their drink menu's unmatched.
Ocean Waters, Route
Dog.
44 Ocean Waters, get out of here.
Yeah, Sonic,
Come on.
Sonic's a mainstay.
And they got the milkshakes.
They got it all, dude. They got it all.
Come on. Good pick. Good pick.
Dairy Queen. I can get my ice cream at Sonic, so you're out.
That was my thought process exactly.
Your chicken strip basket will be missed. The gravy is good, but
But Sonic's got the popcorn chicken.
yeah, we'll be all right. I will say this though too: both Dairy Queen and Sonic's food quality has gone significantly down since like you said, the high school days.
Yeah.
It used to be way better. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
But the drinks still slap at Sonic. Raising Cane's, obviously it's on there. So Chick-fil-A's gone, Arby's is gone, Taco Bell, DQ, Whataburger gone.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
So you're keeping Cane's and you're keeping Sonic.
Yeah, Panda and Chipotle are left.
Yep.
And I've done this on purpose because these are the two hardest ones for me.
Okay, fair. Totally fair.
So it's essentially, what do I want on top of my bed of rice, right? Because I'm getting fried rice.
That's a hell of a way to look at it. I didn't look at it that way, but yeah, that's pretty much what you're looking at here.
Fried rice over the lo mein noodles or chow mein noodles at Panda.
Yep.
Sorry, I just am.
Yep.
In Chipotle, you're getting rice. White or brown, but it's rice. Fuck, man. And all right, so my answer on this is going to come down to my answer for the question that I've posed before, where it's you got Italian food, Chinese food, and Mexican food. Only two can stay.
Yeah.
Chinese has to go. Like, I do like it. I mean, we're not getting rid of Italian food. So, like, that's out of the question. But we're not getting rid of Mexican food.
No.
Chicken on the beach.
No.
Come on, bro.
Not even getting rid of Tex-Mex.
Chips and
We're
queso.
not, like,
yeah. So Chipotle probably has to stay.
Yes.
I think it's the bigger bang for your buck anyway.
Yes.
And I definitely eat it more than I eat Panda.
Yes.
So Chipotle, Raising Cane's, and Sonic. That's
a good list.
That's who's staying.
So
what was your?
We had 2 of the 3 of the same. So the first one that I like, without even missing a beat, Chipotle was the first one staying. For me. I eat it too much. It's too good. It's too consistent. Best bang for your buck. It's healthy. So you have a healthier option.
Debatable.
A healthier option, healthier on your list.
There you go.
So there we go. Chipotle staying. Said Sonic for the exact same reasons that you did. I can get my ice cream at Sonic. They have better food than Dairy Queen because, honestly, the only thing anybody gets at Dairy Queen is the chicken tender basket. So
I'm going to stop you right here because I'm going to freak the fuck out.
What?
Don't yell. You are drinking from a Raising Cane's cup. Same one you've been drinking of for like week and a half now.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Hold on. I'll give you my rationale as to why they're not making my list. I will give you the rationale, okay?
Okay.
The other one that made my list was Chick-fil-A. Okay, so the 3 that I picked were Chipotle, Sonic, and Chick-fil-A.
So you hate gays and Raising Cane's. Cool.
No, I like gays.
Aw.
My uncles are gay. I love my uncles. What do you mean?
There's a joke, dude. Chick-fil-A hates gays. That's why.
I know they do, but
Right.
I don't. Man, you just totally threw me off with that comment now. Chipotle, Sonic, and Chick-fil-A were the ones that I was picking. Sonic, I can get my ice cream and stuff there, better food. Chipotle, fresh. Cane's, I can recreate their sauce myself. That's the only part of Cane's that I would actually really, 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 really miss is that sauce. The chicken's great.
Whoa.
Fries are good. The bread takes it over the top. But that sauce.
Yeah.
That sauce is the moneymaker, baby.
Yeah, it shits on Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah.
So I like Chick-fil-A sauce.
So give me a Chick-fil-A sandwich with my homemade cane sauce and we're golden. Panda Express didn't make the cut because too many actual good Chinese places that price-wise are comparable. So
yeah,
I'd rather just go to a Chinese restaurant.
I'd rather go to
Taco
King.
Bell. I would much rather just go to a Mexican restaurant.
88 King.
88
King. All right.
Whataburger, never had it, but, you know, never had it. Can't put it on my list.
Oh, I took it off. What? A burger? Yeah.
Arby's.
What a burger.
Same thing. Arby's is consistently good usually, but it just doesn't make the cut this time.
All right, so yeah, cool. Still gonna freak the fuck out on you because you literally said to me last week, "Oh, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been keeping this Raising Cane's cup here, and I turned the Cane's logo out because I'm hoping they see us and sponsor us." Now they're never gonna sponsor us, dude. You just ranked Chick-fil-A above them, the fastest growing fast food franchise in America, and you threw Chick-fil-A, place that's not even open 7 days a week, in front of them. It's insane. It's insane. Sane. Insane. It's not sane.
All right, moving on. Yeah. I guess I just totally screwed our Cane sponsorship. That's great.
No, it's okay, dude. You can make the sauce yourself.
You're such an ass.
Somebody's got to be.
Oh, my God.
I'm also an ass sniffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to that suction power in those nostrils.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, he asked me to do this whole show thing with him, so he can't really be complaining over there. All right, talk to me about this concert that you went to, which, by the way, we got a couple viewers that are wondering how the fuck you go to so many concerts all the time.
I love concerts. I'm willing to spend money on experiences more so rather than things.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
that's fair.
It's so like vacations, concerts, that
It's like me
stuff.
going to Pacers games, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, games, all that type of stuff. So yeah, went to the Jonas Brothers concert last night. First of all,
the Jonas Brothers.
First of all, no slander will be accepted. 0 in the chat. 0. Okay? We're just throwing that disclaimer out because these motherfuckers are talented, all right? And they have been. They've always been talented. But I will say they played for almost 3.5 hours.
Wow.
They took a 10-minute intermission. They played 5 albums, and they played almost every single song that they've ever written for themselves. Nick played 2 of his own that he did whenever he left.
Yeah.
And Joe played Cake by the Ocean. And that place, I thought literally the rafters were going to come down when Joe played Cake by the Ocean.
I don't know. I've ever heard this song.
Give it and it will be cake by the ocean. Talk
Oh,
to me,
that's
baby.
him?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That place was insane. Just jumping and like so many people were jumping, you could just feel the.
I saw
under your
on
feet.
several people's Snap stories that they were there, so it looked like a good time.
It was awesome.
And it was at Gamebridge, right?
Yeah, it was at Gamebridge, had 4 seats.
There's not a bad seat in that stadium, dude.
No, and especially ours. I was 14 feet away from Nick because the way that they had their stage set up was they had their main stage, they had a little catwalk, and then it split into like a Y, and then there was a barricade that came all the way down the middle to the backstage. When they came to their stage right, but like our left, I was like 14 feet away from him. It's crazy.
Pretty.
What?
The penny you spent.
No, actually the tickets really weren't that bad, and I got them pretty late. I mean, where they really get you is like the fees and the taxes and shit with like Ticketmaster and all that. But the tickets themselves for when we got them, not that bad.
Nice.
Hell of a show. And I will say, I'll go on record by saying their voices live better than on the records. And as far as vocal performances go, there are 3 groups that I've seen that take the cake just for vocal performances. In no particular order, Dan and Shay.
Your voice just got so.
I know it's because I burped.
In no particular order.
I was talking through a burp. No particular order. Dan and Shay, who I saw last 2 weekends ago at the Voice of America concert.
Okay.
Incredible. Those guys slay. You've got the Jonas Brothers. Joe's full belt is incredible. Nick's falsetto is awesome. They were spot on. And Bruno Mars.
Bruno was there?
No. I've just seen him before.
Oh, okay. I was
but
wait,
I saw him in high school. I think it was senior year of high school. But those 3, as far as vocal performances go,
through the roof.
Oh my gosh, incredible! And then their band was awesome. They had like a full band. It was great. But the funniest part about it, so like had a great night. Went to dinner. Went to Agave and Rye. Got some tacos. Went to the concert.
Oh fuck! Hold on. What'd you get at Agave and Rye?
I got what was it? The Sugar Daddy of the Plain Jane. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling anything super extravagant last night. Their tacos are really good though.
They've got this one called the Rooster. It's literally just mac and cheese and fried chicken in a taco.
It's their Nashville hot.
It's so good.
I haven't tried that one, but I do want to.
I'm gonna throw a fit. I want it.
So yeah, we went there last night and then had some good tacos. Went to the concert. Everything was. I mean, it was a fun night, awesome night. We're leaving the show, and we're walking through the parking garage. We look to our right, and there's a car. I'll show you the picture. There's a car that's parked, nobody in it, and there is like a 10-inch black dildo just suction cup to the to the windshield of the passenger side from the inside. It's not like somebody was walking by and stuck it to the outside. Somebody stuck it on the inside of the windshield. So look at this. Hold on, let me pull the picture up. Hilarious. I walked past it and I was like, no way. And I don't know if it makes it funnier or not, but there's a handicap sticker in the thing, like hanging from the thing. Look at that. Look at this. Jonas Brother fans are freaks.
So that was like my first thought was just you preface this whole segment with like no slander, but their fans be like, huh?
Crazy, dude. Wild.
It better be a woman's car.
I hope. But see, like you
crazy.
Like were they?
Honestly,
I don't know.
actually,
can you imagine
no.
the driver hits the brakes? Like slams on the brakes. Yeah,
That's what that'd be like.
but why mount it? Why like you're getting out of the car and it's just like thump.
No, because they were in there like this.
Little do I know, if I would have gotten closer to the dildo, it just says Kevin on the side.
Not Kevin.
Not Kevin.
He might be the least like
I don't
sought after Jonas Brother.
I know what you're saying, but there was only one brother chant that broke out last night.
There's Kevin,
And it was Kevin.
Oh,
Everybody, the girl behind
take
me,
that, Nick.
the girl behind me started it. We had met. We're just like talking.
Was her name Lauren?
No.
Was her name Kate?
No.
Oh well, those are two of my friends that were there. So
No,
was
I
like,
think her name was Raquel. And she was sitting behind us, so she's like talking to us before the show and stuff. And it's like halfway through the show, just about, and it's like quiet. All the lights are off, and they're switching between songs. And she starts a Kevin chant, and like it started in our section, and then it just fanned out, and then the whole stadium is just Kevin.
But
and so funny, dude.
all right, so that further emphasizes my point that he's the least sought after one. That's like that's like when you're with your girlfriend and her little brother comes in the room and you guys are like, oh, all embracing him, and it's like, really, you're just like, get the fuck out, like, you know. It's like when I was in high school and my little brother would come stomping up the stairs and I got some girl in my bedroom and I'm like, get the fuck out, dude, my pants are off under this blanket.
Oh my god.
Like, bye. Like, Kevin's the awkward, cute one, but like Nick and Joe are the fucking showstop heartthrobs.
Well, yeah, definitely. But
So.
people love giving Kevin his props too, just because you're like he doesn't get enough. Of
So
them,
yeah, I
people
really
started
hope it
giving
was
them to him.
somebody in there just throwing it back on their windshield, dreaming about Kevin. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That's like, I hope someone does that with me in mind one day.
that's like the ultimate form of flattery.
Yeah, man. Like you're sitting on a dildo in your car because you love me so much. Like, you just can't wait. You're all hot and bothered. You can't wait to get back to the crib. Or like, you're coming to see our live show one day and you just are like, oh, I gotta get it out.
That hop is just.
I'm gonna hop right on his wee wee. I hope. And I hope they use a big black dildo.
Yeah, dude,
Fucking
I was blown away.
fantasize all you want.
I was blown away.
My God.
It was one of those things too. You just kind of like you're looking at a car and you just do a double take and you're like, oh my God. And we walked past it and I was like, I gotta go take a picture. I can't just tell the story. I gotta get a picture too. And ran away. So funny.
That's so foul.
And like I said, it'd be one thing if somebody was walking through the garage and like just being funny and like stuck it on the outside.
Right. But it's on the inside.
It's on the inside.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
for them.
Freaking hilarious. Great concert. Little funny moment at the end. Couldn't ask for more.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, fuck. In other news, jumping back into the sports world for a moment,
Mhm.
did you see what transpired between Jonathan Taylor and the Colts?
Yeah, man.
He's been given permission to request a trade. You don't seem too thrilled about this.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not for the Colts.
let's hear
I
it.
don't think it's a very wise decision for the Colts to get rid of him, but
Well,
or to even do
I
that,
could-
especially based off the comments that
I could
he
agree
wasn't
there.
happy about that Irsay made.
I could agree there. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor's not happy at all. It's kind of like the Saquon situation, you know. I think there's two ways this goes down. One of them is very positive. One of them is very negative. The negative is Because here, let me say this: I don't think he's going to get traded. I think he will play a full season for the Indianapolis Colts this year.
Interesting.
Well, teams probably aren't going to want to give up a first round pick. The Colts don't see him as a.
I have a take on this, but I want you to.
The Colts clearly don't see him as a.
Franchise back.
Well, no, because if that, I mean, they would just franchise tag him, right?
Well,
I think they see him as a franchise back, but they don't see him as a super high valuable asset, right? But that's what they want in return is a super high valuable asset in a first round pick.
Yeah,
I think it's the Lamar Jackson situation all over again, right? He thinks he's worth more than he is, and this trade, and this is the positive route. This trade is going or this permission to seek a trade is going to result in the same thing Lamar. Like the Ravens were like, we're not going to pay you this much. Go see if you can get another offer elsewhere. He's going to get humbled, see his true value, come back and be like, all right, I won't take that lowest deal, but we can negotiate for a deal that's lower.
We're going to meet in the middle.
Yeah, right. And I think that's how it'll work. And I think it's going to go down great. The bad way that it goes down is no team wants to give a first round pick. We get some offers with like maybe a decent player packaged with a second round pick or a third or a fourth. And we don't accept the offer because it's not what we want, and then JT's all pissed off because he's not getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
And
that would definitely not be good.
And when you have a running back like Saquon on the Giants or JT on the Colts, who are universally regarded as the best player in that locker room on that team, right? What kind of message does it send to the rest of the team? What standard does it set that you're not willing to pay that player, right? Like, he put in all this work early on, brought a bunch of success and media attention to the team, and brought money in, and you're not willing to compensate it. The running backs are getting screwed right now because the league is moving away from the need for a running back or the primary need of a running back.
It's not as run heavy. Yeah.
Right. Especially for backs that aren't like Christian McCaffrey and can't be a receiving threat also.
Yeah.
Not to say that Jonathan Taylor can't be, but he's not near the receiving threat as, like JT or something.
That was Hines.
Or not, he is JT.
When Hines was at India, that's what he was.
Right. So I think it's a double-edged sword. I favor the idea that it's going to end with he's going to go out, see what his true value is, and we're going to meet somewhere in the middle. We won't pay him nothing, but we won't pay him everything.
It's going to mirror the Lamar thing.
But a couple of sports analysts on Fox did make a good point. With a rookie quarterback who you don't have to pay for another 3-ish years, and you don't have any real wide receiver threats that you're paying at the moment.
Yep.
Why the hell wouldn't you give that guy a stud superstar running back in his backfield?
Yeah.
Just as like a safety net blanket. Like if we're not able to throw the ball, or if it's not going well, like
run the damn ball.
We've got JT in that backfield, and it opens up more running lanes for the both of them if you have an elite running back and a quarterback who has elite upside rushing.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
I don't know. I hope we keep him. Like I said, I think we will. I think he'll play for the Colts this season. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on the trade.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it working out like a Lamar type situation where he goes, seeks, doesn't get anything, and then
Comes
a
back
meet in the
and
middle
it's fine,
situation. A fun hypothetical, and I haven't looked into like cap space or anything or like money. Like I don't think about that shit really when it comes to sports, but probably should, but I don't. What if he went to the Vikings?
Yeah, so
that was my initial thought. Dalvin Cook goes to the Jets.
JT
to my knowledge,
Vikings.
they don't necessarily have a great running back.
It's just, I don't know that the Vikings feel, because you just let Dalvin Cook walk, right? Like, I don't know that they feel like that's. I don't think they feel the need for a running back like that.
Yeah, but
if
for
so,
him,
they
was it
would've
an
just
age
taken
thing?
him.
Was it a?
I don't think so. Dalvin Cook's not that old.
Was it
is
a
he?
performance thing? Like, and that's what I don't know. Like,
I'm not super savvy on the Vikings right now. I do agree though that like it should be a team that is borderline Super Bowl contender, and getting JT would take them over that edge.
Yeah,
the Vikings are one of those teams in the NFC. I think that.
Well, especially last year, like you said, where some people thought they were kind of like frauds.
Yeah,
It's like bolster that backfield, Prove
Yeah.
everybody wrong this year.
Yeah.
Go out, win some games, get deep into the playoffs, maybe make the Super Bowl.
I think a team like the Buffalo Bills or the Miami Dolphins are better suited, especially the Dolphins, considering Tua and his health concerns
Yep.
and the risks associated with that. Like, if your quarterback goes down and you can't get that ball upfield to Waddle and Tyreek, you got to have someone better than Raheem Mostert in the backfield.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, you can only run so many jet sweeps with Tyreek, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it'll work out in the Colts' favor. I do think that the running backs are being kind of undercompensated. I don't know about criminally undercompensated, but they're being a little undercompensated, especially guys like Saquon and JT, who are the workhorse backs. They do it all. You know, the bell cows.
I
in
think
those
part of
organizations.
I think that part of Indianapolis's problem too goes back to you're saying Ballard. I don't think that they, from the jump, handled this Jonathan Taylor thing right. Like, granted, they're only comments, and I understand what Irsay was saying. Like, it's a next man up mentality as far as the league goes. That's what all sports are. Next man up mentality. Somebody graduates from college. There's got to be somebody that steps up into that spot. Somebody gets traded from a pro team. Somebody's got to step up into that spot.
Yep.
So that's what he was getting at. But we all know he's not eloquent. He doesn't have a good way with words. He's like a butcher. Like, he just sits there and just hacks up these sentences. And he's like, I know what I'm trying to say, but he didn't convey it well at all.
Right.
And that's the whole part of communication is like how somebody perceives your message. Because you can say that you meant one thing, but the way that it comes out.
He's like my grandpa. He's too old to give a fuck.
And that could be too. I mean, he really doesn't care. And so it's like, I understand what he's saying about the whole thing, but like, you also have to understand that like, JT's JT. He's a good running back.
Yeah.
He's better than a good running back.
He's a premier running back in this league.
Exactly.
He's
and so,
top 7 no matter how you spin it.
And you take that and then couple it with that logic that you said about like, you don't really have to pay anybody on your team at the moment. Huge bucks. So why not just double down on him, take the chance?
They're gonna say the health risks, but I mean, that's
going to come
that's
with
why
the
you
position,
don't give them the max.
Yeah.
Obviously, you meet them in the middle, though. I agree.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that there's some things that got to be shaken up in Indy a little bit, and I don't get paid enough to know what all that is, but you know,
I'll dive deeper into it for you later on.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of messy.
I got a little bit of NFL gambling advice for you in the audience, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, what's up?
Keep it short and sweet. So there's a bet that's out there right now for the Jets to score a rushing touchdown in every game.
Mm-hmm.
And that bet is currently at plus 11,000 odds.
Mm-hmm.
11,000. So a little bit of money would win you a lot of money on that bet. So generally when bets are that high in odds, they're not considered to be good bets. It's considered to be a long shot, right? But this bet in particular, I would argue, is a very bad bet.
Well, and this whole thing got brought up because we saw on social media that there was a guy that placed this bet and he put $200 on it to win $22,000.
Yeah.
And so we've been talking about it for like the last week, and then today we decided to like really look into how good of a bet it is.
Deep dive, break it down. So did a little bit of quick research on the Jets and who they play and stuff like that. So I looked at the top 10 rushing defenses last year. Based on who allowed the fewest rushing touchdowns, right? Because this bet is involving rushing touchdowns. So we don't care about yards. We don't care about attempts, carries, yards per carry, none of that. How many touchdowns did these teams allow? Out of the top 10 defenses last year, the Jets have 6 of the top 10 rushing defenses. The Jets have 6 of those teams on their schedule, and they play 2 of those teams twice each. So that's 8 of their 16 games.
Yeah.
Against the top 10 rushing defenses last year in terms of allowing the fewest rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams are the Patriots, who are tied for first and only allowing 7. They play them twice. Then they got the Cowboys, who's tied for second, only allowing 9. They got the Commanders, the Bills, and the Chiefs, who are all tied for third at only allowing 10. And then the Broncos, who are 10th, and they only allowed 12. So they play the Patriots and the Bills twice. Obviously, those are divisional games. And their first 5 games, this guy could genuinely lose this bet within the first 5 games of the season.
That'd be tough.
Bills, Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos. So you've got a top 3 rushing defense, the top 2 rushing defense, and you got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3 best rushing defenses from last year.
Yeah.
And then you got the Chiefs, who are also tied for 3rd, and then you got the Broncos. So, like, not a very...
It's going to be tough.
There's not a lot of upside. There's not a lot. It's not a weak schedule. It's not like they've got...
It's high risk right from the get.
Yeah, and they just got Dalvin Cook, right? Sure.
Yeah.
But I would argue they brought him in as more of a receiving threat, a receiving back threat.
Okay.
And then Breece Hall, who's currently injured, and we don't know what his status is going to be.
Yeah.
So, do I think they score a rushing touchdown in most of their games? Yeah, probably. But every single game, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know if they did that last year. That should have been another stat we looked at.
It'll be fun to see, because, like, I kind of want to keep track this year and just see, like, obviously if they don't score one in game 1, then we're done keeping track. But, like, you know.
Imagine game 1.
Game 1, just right out the gate.
That would suck.
Right out the gate, just done.
That would suck.
Yeah, is Jake Bell would say, you might as well have just handed me the $200 if they lose.
So
like
they had
that.
13 total rushing touchdowns last year as a team.
Then how many?
13 as a team. So less than 1 a game average.
Yikes.
I don't know how to see. Breece Hall, who was their star bell cow back, only had 4. Yeah, I doubt they had 1 in every game.
Yikes.
Really doubt it.
Yeah, that guy might have actually done better to just hand us money then.
Yeah. Been better off putting that money in his gas tank or something.
We'll
and
see.
Driving to go watch the Jets.
Yeah, for real. We'll see.
But yeah, so that's my advice. That'd be don't take that fucking bet, but do what you want. It's your money.
Yeah.
Don't put 200 on it.
No. I wouldn't put more than 200 on it.
So to get out of here, I got a nice little outro song for us in honor of Kobe's birthday and tomorrow being Kobe Day, 8/24. This song is called Kobe, and it is by D.O.L.L.A, the point guard for the Portland Trail Blazers.
I've never heard this. I know that he makes
Lillard.
music, but I didn't.
And it features Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
D.O.L.L.A, best rapper in the NBA.
You think so? I mean, there can't be that many of them.
The fuck else?
I don't know.
Iman Shumpert's no longer in the NBA.
I thought there was like one other guy that was
He's probably not even
rapping or something.
No.
I don't know.
Shaq.
I'm Shaq. I'm Shaq.
Oh my god.
Shaq Diesel.
This song actually kind of bangs. The chorus is a little but like
I'm excited to hear it.
Snoop's verse is fire, dude.
Well, yeah, I'd expect nothing less.
Ever since a young boy, I've been getting buckets. Ever since a
Is that
young
Dame?
boy, I've been getting buckets.
This is
Pull it back, Kobe. Pull it back, Kobe. Swish.
Derrick Milano.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Rest in peace to the Mamba and baby GG. Still remember where I was standing after the 3-P. Fro was lined up yelling Kobe, but playing Pee-wee. Well, you know that shoot the freebie right after they tear Achilles. Killer. Number 8 was crazy, but 24 was scary. Respect his name, and LC might show up as Bloody Mary.
Ever since a young
I
boy,
like.
I've been getting
He's got like a good
buckets.
tone in his
Ever since a
voice
young boy, I've been
when he
getting
raps.
That
I
last
like
li-
that.
That last line probably went over a lot of people's head. He said, "Ain't no I in team, but there's a me in that." That's a Kobe line.
Yeah, I love that.
So there might not be an I in team, but there's a me in that bitch. Hey,
Pull it back,
Snoop.
Shot clock, it is getting late. Crossover, didn't hesitate. Skate by him like a figure 8. Whoever left, dunk bait. Give me the ball, can't wait. Catch them all with the pump fake. Money good, that's number 8. Clutch time, hard in
Yeah.
the paint. Purple and gold. Laker legend. Stone cold.
Ain't no question.
5-time champion. The 8th wonder raining on them. Take cover, switched up, then changed numbers. Many tried him, but came up short. 24, king of the coat. I'ma need backup, mission of both. You do not know me, you cannot hold me. Dribble it left and right, then pull it back, Kobe.
What?
All right.
Thing I know is
Thanks
swish.
for tuning in, guys.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Have a good one.